Speaking of the most popular models in American muscle cars, it's got to be the Ford Mustang. This battle-damaged version of the Boss 302. It was Jim who bought it at auction for $11,000. He had a terrible accident. This car ended up at auction. It has been parked for over a year. Most of the damage to this car is concentrated in the front part of the car can be said to be very well preserved. Not even the front separator was damaged. It's just that the two fixed threaded rods were torn and broken. Other than that, he's still going strong. The former middle grid mountain is still intact. So what's in his cabin? Basically, they didn't get to many ways. First, I briefly cleaned the dust. The 5.0-liter V8 engine lying there quietly. Powerful power is just as standard. You can start at the left door of the car. It became a little horrible. This is the main impact point. The whole body has been dented in. In this case, the chassis must have been twisted. But here's the magic. His wheels are still pretty much where they were. There's even air in him. The door is completely jammed. It must not be able to open normally from this side. The door can only be opened from the other side. The car is stuffed with salvaged panels. These things are also basically useless. But still, he still thinks it's a good deal. You know, the current offer for Boss 302 is still more than $1 million. But it's much cheaper to buy second-hand. The current environment, the second-hand market is really good. I bought a Tesla in a used car. It took $90,000. Wazzy has tens of thousands of luxury cars. Each car has been officially professionally tested. It can be tried for 3 days. Anyway, I recommend buying it. The melon seeds are due to the burst windshield. The car is full of dust. The seats on the driver's side have also been deformed for the anti-roll frame set. I'm afraid the original owner is probably doomed. You can also see it from here. The room roller shares a lot of the impact. The trunk can still be open, but there is nothing in it. Jim, check it out. It is no exaggeration to say that this car is let a friend drive a forklift to take the car to the workshop. The first thing is to put it on the lifting platform. Check the damage to the chassis first. Suffering such a big impact, the chassis frame can also be visibly deformed. The main thing here is to look at his drive shaft. Are the drive shaft and transmission damaged? Because the original gearbox is not cheap. Fortunately, it looks like these components. However, the chassis frame is seriously deformed. Additional side exhaust pipes have also come off. Even so, there are still many things on it that can continue to be used. It will be blood. What's more, the most important engine is in good condition. Jim starts connecting jumper pads. He wants to see the big heart in this cabin. Can the dirty still be started? As the lines are connected, the first thing that comes to mind is the I didn't expect his electrical system to still work. Because of the deformation of the driver's side, I can only find a steel pipe instead. Press the pedal. Immediately the engine in the cabin started. This is arguably the greatest good news. It sounds like he's running pretty consistently. Yet to surrender. You can see it on the light meter. This car has only been driven 61,000 miles. If there is no accident, then this is definitely a beautiful woman's new car. But we can't ignore his problem now. The chassis is in terrible condition. Like this severe impact damage, direct repair is not a good option. Time invested, human energy will multiply exponentially. Therefore, he bought another accident Ford Mustang. His body is very well preserved. The paint is still as good as new. The damage is mainly in the front bumper and frame rails, although it also has a certain distortion. But it's better than the previous one. I don't know. And this car only cost Jim $5,500. And here's the thing, the engine and gearbox inside it, and other accessories sold by this kid online. No more, no less, exactly $5,500. It can be said that this body is completely useless. This is also where the forklift is directly prepared to perform miracles with force to make this slightly deformed frame rail recover. Of course, this is not a random deadlift. The size measurement has also been done. Also, this red Mustang is an automatic. This also means that they need to remove more things from the car in front. Replace. Now, it's about to start removing the engine from the cabin. He goes under the car, emptied the whole vehicle of oil from a color standpoint, whether it's engine oil or transmission oil. They all look clean. I didn't find any debris in it. Jim started to break up the car. In the process, he also found more damage to the car. Some metal plates are directly cracked from the removed drive shaft. It's fully functional. After removing the radiator, also disconnect all connections to the engine, then the fixing bolt at the bottom. Then the body can be raised. Let the engine transmission be completely separated from along with the subframe and the shock absorber struts. They don't look damaged, but the motor mount on the engine has broken. These can be solved by replacing them directly later. Jim uses the high-pressure water gun again. The engine was cleaned while it's dry. He also went under the car. Is there anything else you can continue to use? From axles to bolts. Every one, which means saving money. In addition, he also prepared replacement tires, rear components like the rear axle. Jim has bought second-hand spare parts. In addition, he can also choose the complete set of components removed from the white Mustang, and that depends on whether they are hit or not. Twist and match the tow arm mount. Finally, after careful measurement, prove that everything is fine. It can be used directly, so here you can put rear components on the red Mustang. Remove. Since the keys to this car have disappeared, Jim can only remove the seat and open the trunk from the car so that the fixing bolt inside can be loosened. Then you can start replacing. Also replaced was a brand new differential installation. It is adjustable. Can be adjusted to the same size as the original bracket. They took down the front subframe of the red Mustang because soon the engine will be put in. But before that, also replace the broken bracket on the engine. These things are not expensive. Just replace it directly. In addition, the exhaust pipe was also replaced and some brand new bolts. And the automatic shifter on the car also take it all down. Open it and it's full of dog hair. I don't know what the previous owner did inside. So what happens next? The engine can be integrated into the body. He's in the new cabin except it's a little crowded. Others are also just right. This also saves everyone a lot of adjustment work. The retaining bolts are also perfectly aligned. Then put the drive shaft, etc. 4. Some unnecessary decorative covers on the body. Here Jim chooses to tear it all down. To his surprise, some dents are hidden under part of the lid. I don't know if it was deliberately used to cover it up. Now the new tires can also be installed. The body of this car has been transplanted so far. It went pretty well, and this is what Jim didn't expect. It can be said that no changes have been made at all. Then put on a new bumper. And then the radiator. In addition to various limits, you could say, the front-end work can be brought to an end first. Comes to the car, everything inside has to be dismantled because the front end of the white Mustang is not including the entire dashboard and pedals and things like that. It can be completely replaced. This will save a lot of trouble. Let's take the remaining speed limit off this car. They will follow the removed seat. The steering wheel and other components were hooked up again by Jim. How much can you get back to your original cost? And then taking down the speed limit on the white Mustang. And some parts inside the car that need to be this has to be twisted first. The warped door opened. He's basically a piece of scrap metal. So the fastest way is to cut directly. This allows the components to be taken out of the car Although smoothly. The windshield is broken, but they survived intact. It's just that the surface is very dirty. Just do a cleaning later. These harnesses are plug and play. Jim directly installed and connected. Also his pedals need to be replaced. After all, the red Mustang used to be an automatic Soon the entire dashboard component was cleaned up and now it looks brand new. No need for modification. Install it directly on the car here. The result is also a perfect There is no violation. The battery in the previous car can still be used. Jim doesn't want to waste. He only replaced one terminal block. I put it on my new car. In theory, you can now start the engine. He inserts the key. The meter suddenly lit up and keeps starting. The engine in the cabin also responded, but he didn't turn it on. There's not a drop of oil in the engine. So we're going in, add some fresh motor oil, go under the car and install the exhaust pipes. And these exhaust pipes, from another Boss 32 girl saw. He is rarer. Ford only produced 750 but unfortunately, his body is a certain difference from his best friend. And this car was also badly damaged. So this can only be used as a parts car because it also doesn't have the core components such as the engine. Exhaust pipe, then arrange the air intake system. Jim got in the car again. He started the engine again. You can hear it. It's up and running now. But it will go out soon. Jim judged that it might be a fuel problem. We'll deal with this later. Now he's taking the car to a friend's store. That's where we're going to reapply the decals. Then apply black car film to the roof and rear taillights. Return to the workshop. They took out the red spoiler. Because of the white Mustang, the tail has a larger black wing. This is more in line with Jim's aesthetic style. In addition, the GT logo at the end change it to another 300 to logo. Meanwhile, he was online. Found a red second-hand engine. And the headlights here. It also happens to use the headlights on the white front network that escaped back together. You could say the exterior of the car is also basically but the inside of the car is still empty. So Jim fled to Boss again. The original seat of 300. Although it is a bit old, but after cleaning up, it is always much stronger than what has been deformed. And most importantly, they had airbags. After packing it, soon Jim was on his first test drive. You know you're doing well by looking at your expression. But here's the problem. There's a leak somewhere in his chassis. Check to make sure the problem is with the gearbox. Helpless refers to taking it apart for specific inspection. I finally found one sealing ring is damaged. A decisive replacement was made here. In addition, the problem that the engine will stall before has not been solved. Jim disconnected the fuel line. Pulled some fuel out of it. although no impurities were found. But there is an inexplicable smell, so he ran it through an ethanol tester. And it turned out to be ethanol gasoline. They spoil more easily, so you need to transfer the remaining fuel in the fuel tank, then add new fuel. After restarting, there is no strange rope of violence before. Simply ran around the yard. There is no leakage now. Go here. The restoration of this Ford Mustang B302. So let's take a look. His performance on the road. So this is where the video ends. Old irons who like such videos, double click to follow. See you next time. One last word. I recommend melon seeds. You can choose from sitting at home.